Welcome back to On the Rise with the latest Canadian men's national team news, and today was an absolute whirlwind. There's no other way to describe it, as today we saw a statement come out from Canada Men's National Soccer Team Players Association as the men's team came out with a statement to the CSA and letting the fans have a look at what's going on behind the scenes, and it was a hugely telling statement and article that I will be diving into and breaking down, and specifically on one paragraph that I think is very interesting, as well as seeing the likes of Alphonso Davies open his Bundesliga account this season for Bayern Munich in the first game of this season, getting multiple goal contributions, getting his side a 4-0 win, as well even a done deal to look in for Aribim Peppple from Luton Town, and even a possible transfer for Jonathan David to AS Roma. It's been a very exciting day, and there's so much to break down and even more. We obviously have to start off with the most important news of the day in the statement from the Canadian men's national team players. And this is a very interesting statement. I'm not going to go over every single paragraph, every single word, breaking it down word by word, because I'm sure if you guys are watching this video, you have read this and you don't want to hear it over and over and over. But there's one paragraph that I want to completely break down, and it is the third paragraph in this article. And I find it very telling and very interesting on what they have completely said here. They didn't go straight and try to take tiny footsteps around it. They didn't try to dodge the big part here. They went full into it in the men's side, and they completely let the CSA have it here. And I'm guessing this is going to give a lot of the fans the backing of the players. I'm not backing the CSA. I'm not backing the Players Association, because for one, I don't know all the details in the background. I don't know what the CSA are offering, what the CSA want. I don't know what the men's national team players want, what the women's players want, how equal they want to be, what the bankruptcy situation is. I don't know 100% clearly the details, so I'm not signing with anyone. But personally, reading that third paragraph in this statement makes me massively side more so with the players. Like, this is completely swaying me towards the players' side, and how we're not getting any games in the September window. It is extremely harmful to this golden generation of players. The players realize that, and they know that how are we going to keep attracting young youth talent and young dual nationals to join our national team, to join our side, a side that is continuously growing and getting better and progressing. How are we going to continue to get the best talent if in a country that is continually having unbelievable dual nationals? Even Daniel Nimick, I know Daniel Nimick is a Canada-English dual national. He's probably never going to play for the English national side. No harm to him. But looking at the state of our national side right now, he's probably shaking his head like, why would I want to play for them at this current stage in my career? Of course, he probably wants to, but it's just puzzling what is going on between the Players Association and the CSA, why they can't get a deal done. And it's extremely interesting. I'm not sure what the players are wanting for wage demands, for fee, for compensation and everything like that, but something's got to be agreed upon here, and there has to be a level playing field, because we can't keep having a window where we're not getting any single games. The international windows are massive for national sides to get a game or two in to progress your side and to continue to build chemistry on the national level, and we won't be getting that in September due to the bankruptcy and due to CSA's lack of anything, intuition, everything to get games over the line, even go play some Caribbean islands. I don't care. This team needs training camps. This team needs to be playing on a consistency basis. We saw what the women had to go through, not having any warm-up games, any friendlies into the World Cup, and look what that did to them. We could have a possible Copa America on the horizon, and we might not be fully prepared for it. That is due to the CSA's incompetence, and it is going to harm this golden generation massively. But I really want to look at this third paragraph for what gets said here by the Players Association. They go on to say this, quote, "The Canada Men's National Soccer Team Players Association has made a highly reasonable proposal to Canada Soccer, considering on major issues, including our 2022 World Cup compensation, which remains unpaid despite almost 9 months since the World Cup ended." And I know I've seen some talk on Twitter throughout the fan base that there's the argument of it should just be an honor to wear the crest of your country, and it should be just an honor to wear the jersey and to represent your country on the national level, especially the World Cup. And fair play. I understand that from a fan's perspective, from a supporter's perspective, of it should just be an honor to wear the jersey. It should just be an honor to wear it without getting paid, without getting anything. But for me, you still deserve to be paid for playing football. I understand that you could look at this and say, oh, it's just a hobby, you should just be an honor to wear the jersey. Guys, this is their living, this is their occupation, this is their job. You could say a lot of these players are extremely well off, and fair play, they are. But these players still deserve to be paid what the contract says, and it should be paid how well that they deserve. This is their job, this is their occupation. They don't have to put on that Canadian jersey. I don't care. I understand it's an honor. I understand it's a huge responsibility and a massive respect for the guys who get to wear that jersey. I would love to do it myself, and I know I never will. But for me, they still deserve to get paid. I don't care. I get the argument of, oh, they should just have an honor of wearing the kit and representing the country. But for me, guys, this is their job. This is their occupation. If they don't get paid, they could just go stay back with their club and train and stay fully fit. They're risking themselves to go play for free and to go play and get no wages when they could get injured and be sidelined for months, years, ruin their career. For players like Alphonso Davies at Bayern Munich, Los Lils, Jonathan David, Alistair Johnston at Celtic, even young players like Theo Corbeanu, Liam Miller, Ismail Kone, why would they risk their career when they're not getting any pay, when they could stay at their club, train with their club, progress their side, and possibly push themselves forward into a starting 11 position at their club? It makes no sense to me why there is an argument about, oh, they shouldn't get paid, it should just be an honor, when they could just as easily not come play. They could stay home, stay with their club side, keep training, keep improving themselves, keep getting paid, when they could come play for Canada, get themselves injured. Who knows? Look at the Premier League right now. Everyone's tearing an ACL. If, say, Alphonso Davies comes and plays for Canada for free, tears an ACL, like, for me, I don't see the point of them playing for free. They deserve to be paid to play, and these players are playing at the highest level. We don't look at the men's national team on the hockey side and say, Sidney Crosby, McDavid, why are they getting paid to play hockey? They should just be respected to put on their jersey. I'm not a hockey guy. I don't know how finances work for the Canadian side of things there for the Olympics and everything. But I can understand 100%. They're not in bankruptcy. They don't have to have the supporters, everyone saying it should just be an honor to wear the jersey. We shouldn't have to worry about their wages when they play. For me, it makes no sense about that argument. This is their job. This is their occupation. If they got a long-term injury from playing for free, it would make no sense from the club level. Bayern Munich and everyone, I don't understand why we pay for no money. They still haven't been paid from the World Cup. To supporters, that might not be a big issue, but for me, I understand. These players deserve to get paid. They're playing at a high level. Pay the boys. They've done our country a remarkable time of work, brought memories of everlasting memories to myself, and I know a huge lot of supporters out there. From the huge goals they scored to Ice Tekka to getting to a World Cup, these boys deserve to be paid their compensation for the World Cup, and I understand where they're coming from that perspective. But on the aspect of a highly reasonable proposal to Canada Soccer on I'm not sure what it is for their wages, for everything like that going on around the national team, fair play. I don't know what that offer might be, so I can't say if it's highly reasonable, so I'm just going to let that go under the fly. It might not be highly reasonable, might be, I'm not 100% sure. But moving on in that paragraph, it goes on to say this. For its part, Canada Soccer has threatened to stop scheduling games, including potentially our CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals matches in November, thereby eliminate our ability to qualify for the 2024 Copa America until we agree to reduce our offer even lower. Absolutely ridiculous. That's the only paragraph I really wanted to focus on in this video, guys, because I could talk for about 40 minutes just on that statement alone through every paragraph. But the fact that they're threatening to possibly stop scheduling matches, especially that quarter final for the Copa America, The CSA needs to understand, I'm not sure how the finances work, but I'm certain that if we made the Copa America, the amount of money we would probably earn for making the Copa America would massively help the CSA, would massively help the Players Association. So I don't understand why we'd want to cancel that game. There has to be some money I understand we might be bankrupt, but to cancel a quarterfinal of a CONCACAF Nations League that could eliminate you from the entire tournament is absolutely ridiculous. It makes no sense to me. I can understand where the Players Association is coming from here. I completely back them. I've taken their side. I understand earlier I said I'm not siding completely with one of the other sides, but if I had to choose, it'd be with the Players Association. I don't know all the details behind all of this, but for me, it definitely is with the Players Association. It makes no sense how they'd want to possibly think or even consider eliminating a possible quarterfinal of a CONCACAF Nations League that would get you into the Copa America, a tournament that so many worldwide watch, whether you're in North America, Central America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa. There's always eyes on the Copa America. It is one of the most exciting tournaments in world football. Whether it's the Copa America, the Euros, it is a brilliant tournament. And the fact that Canada gets to be involved, or a chance to be involved, is a huge and high honor. I've heard on Twitter that they can't be eliminated. Canada Soccer and CSA isn't possibly able to completely stop and cancel a fixture of a Nations League or of a CONCACAF fixture. I'm not sure if that's 100% correct, but if so, then fair play. But the fact that it even has to be mentioned in a statement from the Canadian Men's National Team Players Association is mind-blowing. And I don't understand how this can get leaked. I understand that the Players Association is probably leaking this to get us supporters and us fans on their side, backing them to try and push to get this deal over the line. Fair play. I do understand that. I do get why they'd want the supporters on their side, which I think we already are. Nobody's ever been with the CSA side for some time. So I really hope that something can get resolved, because this is absolutely ridiculous what has been going on. But I'm done ranting about that for now, guys. Like I said, I could do that for 30-40 minutes about that statement, but there has been so much to talk about in the world of Canadian soccer, and that was just a small portion. We had the likes of Alphonso Davies running the match today. We're going to talk about some exciting news, some good news, and some happy news now for the rest of the video, guys. 12 minutes of ranting, and we're here to the exciting stuff. Alphonso Davies found himself picking up a man-of-the-match performance for Bayern Munich in a 4-0 routing, a drenching, a mercy rule type match by Bayern Munich. Went into the half at 1-0 and absolutely dominating this game. It was a one-sided match. Werder Bremen couldn't get out of their side. And you saw Alphonso Davies assist Harry Kane, possibly the greatest English striker ever to play football, who will go back to England and break that Alan Shearer record at some point. Alphonso Davies assisted Harry Kane's first goal in Bayern Munich colors in the Bundesliga. And Alphonso Davies later on went to get another assist, and he finished this match on a 9.2 rating. It was even a man-of-the-match performance on FootMob, and Josh Deming went on to even post that there was an outlet, I think it was a German outlet, that put it that Alphonso Davies was the worst player in the starting 11 for Bayern Munich, which I can guarantee you that was by far not correct. It was some kind of weird report, and they need to get a new reporter or a new analyst. Because what Davies produced this match, I tweeted it, I put up his stats, it was ridiculous. A 9.2 match rating, 90 minutes, 2 assists, a 90% accurate passing rate, which is ridiculous for a player like Davies, who is bombing forward, creating overlaps, getting into the final third, and creating chances. Also, chances is what he created, as he created 8 chances this whole match, and an expected XG, or XA, of 0.27. Looking at his attacking stats of 97 touches, 5 for 9, 9 successful dribbles, not sure what I was trying to say there, 2 passes in the final third, as well as 7 recoveries, 1 foul won, and even winning 2 out of 3 aerial duels. Alphonso Davies was a unit this match. Whether it was creating chances, winning the ball back, or showing his exciting ability in the final third, Alphonso Davies has been unbelievable here for Bayern Munich in their 4-0 drenching of Werder Bremen. we saw in the Super Cup against Red Bull Leipzig that they looked out of sync, out of formation. I understand that Leipzig is miles better than Werder Bremen, but you even saw Tommy Tuchel say in a press conference that he felt sorry for Harry Kane, that it looked like they haven't trained for weeks. And looking at them in this match, they looked unbelievable. Kingsley Coman is one of the best wingers, in my opinion, in world football. His ability on the ball, his exciting nature in the dribble, what you saw from Leroy Sané, scoring some fantastic goals in the 4th minute from an assist from Harry Kane. This side is going to be extremely exciting. And if Alphonso Davies can continue that form, he can't be stopped. He's the best left back once again. If he can continue this under Tommy Tuchel, this is going to be in a very exciting season for Bayern Munich and Alphonso Davies. But it didn't just end there for news, guys. I said it was a huge day. I said it was extremely exciting. And there was so much to talk about. As Josh Deming again went on to Twitter reporting this. You can always expect some exciting news once in a while from Josh Deming. And he said this, quote, "It's being reported by Andrea Di Carlo that Roma are interested in Jonathan David. It's also being mentioned that Roma reached out to Lille. However, David's price tag, once again, seems to be an issue." And that's no surprise for me. Jonathan David, for multiple seasons, has put up 20 plus goals. He has consistently scored, and last year was nothing but different. Having his best season last year, of course, Lost Lille are going to be asking for a lot of money due to the fact that the fee and the deal they made with Ghent, getting him from Belgium, has Ghent receiving quite a big fee from this deal. So Lost Lille want to get as much possible so that they're still able to get a good chunk of money to keep for Jonathan David. So it's a very interesting deal, but looking at if he would fit at Roma, it's not a club I'd like to see him at. Jose Mourinho is one of my favorite managers ever in the world of football, one of the top 3 along with Don Carlo and Sir Alex Ferguson. And I'd love to see him play under Jose Mourinho. I think it would do his career a world of good and help him so much as a footballer. You've seen what he does with so many number 9s. But right now it's a situation of, would he start over Tammy Abraham? Would he get in over Paulo Dybala? I'm not sure. And it's a very interesting situation. I don't know what he would fit in at AS Roma. I don't want to see him taking an option off the bench. He has to be starting for me week in and week out with his elite form and how good he's been consistently, whether it's been in Europe, whether it's been for Ligue 1, Lost Lille. For me, AS Roma wouldn't be the greatest fit. They have some brilliant attackers, some brilliant forwards. I would like to see him go there if the price is right, but we also need to see him playing consistent football. Playing for Lost Lille for one more season wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would be nice to see him take that step up. Tottenham is the only option for me right now, and it looks like their eyes are a bit elsewhere. They've looked at Gift Orban from Genk in Belgium. They've looked at the likes of Romelu Lukaku. They've had their eye on some other number 9s. Jonathan David hasn't been mentioned too much since Harry Kane left, and that really scares me. I hope his name picks up a bit more in the press in England for Tottenham Hotspur, but it's a very difficult one for Jonathan David in the situation he finds himself in, because a lot of clubs can't hit the fee that Lost Lille need, that they're asking for, that they obviously aren't going to drop that fee and that asking price on him. So it's a really tough situation for Jonathan David. There's not too many clubs that need him right now. There's not too many clubs that are shouting out for him. Like I've said previously, the only club for him is Tottenham Hotspur. You can look at Napoli with the likes of Victor Osimhen, but he's not getting ahead of Osimhen, one of the best strikers in world football. Osimhen will leave next summer. That's a slot in for Jonathan David. That's where I think he could end up. But that means he has to wait for another summer. Looking at other clubs he could have joined, Inter Milan. Look at Inter Milan. Now, he can't go there. Marko Arnautovic just covered their other striker option. You have the likes of Marcus Thuram, who just filled in there. I knew they needed another body outside of Thuram, and then Arnautovic stepped in, so that's now off the table. AC Milan could be a possibility. That's another possibility. But in Italy, the options run short. You look at the Premier League, Manchester United chose Rasmus Højlund. They wanted a different mold up front. They wanted a younger option that Erik ten Hag wanted. You look at Man City, no question there. He's not getting in. Look at the likes of Arsenal. maybe they could sign him right now, but it looks like Eddie Nketiah looks fantastic. They brought in Kai Havertz to come in and fill in if need be. You look at other options in there. Newcastle have Callum Wilson, Alexander Isak. Chelsea potentially alongside Nicholas Jackson, but for me, outside of Chelsea and Tottenham, it's looking very thin right now for Jonathan David, guys. Lost Lille for one more season. Might just be the way to go. I don't want to see him at Juventus unless Dusan Vlahovic leaves. So it's running very thin for Jonathan David. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to think so far on Davies' performance, Jonathan David's transfer rumor to AS Monaco, and of course, what you guys think of this CanMNT Players Association statement. But there is one more little tidbit of news I found out, or even two more I want to talk about, as there was a done deal. As a young Canadian striker and a youth talent and 20-year-old who came from the Canadian Premier League in the Luton Town now striker, and Aribim Peppple has made a huge move, joining National League club Bromley on a season-long loan. As the club reported on Luton Town, striker Aribim Peppple has joined National League club in Bromley on a season-long loan. Good luck in your time at Hayes Lane Bim. So you guys might be questioning what's the National League if you're not a diehard football fan like myself. And the National League is the fifth tier of the English football pyramid. The Premier League, Champo, League 1, League 2, and the National League. For me, this is a very exciting move from Aribim Peppple. It's not a move that he's going to adopt a bench position immediately. He's not going to be a player that you're looking at, oh, he might be the first off the bench, he might be a super sub. No. This Bromley side is in National League relegation spots right now, 1 point from 3 games, a -4 goal difference, only scoring 1 and allowing 5 in 3 games. This is a team that is crying out for goals. And a 20-year-old Aribim Peppple coming in the door for this side is extremely exciting, as he should immediately walk in and demand first-team football. A young Canadian striker who's coming from a Premier League side. My pardon, Luton Town are nothing to be looked at anymore. They're in the Prem. And he's coming from a Premier League side, a young 20-year-old promising striker, going to a side like Bromley. They're looking at it, they're like, we want first-team football for Aribim Peppple. We want him to be playing consistently. And going to a side like Bromley, a lot of Canadian fans could look at it and shrug their shoulders. They could say, this isn't a great move. They could dwell on it. For me, this is a brilliant move for Aribim Peppple. He's getting first-team football. He's consistently starting. And he's joining a side that is struggling for goals. So it means they're ready for Aribim Peppple. Also, guys, before we wrap up, I've been reminded from CanMNT Bible, because I completely did not see this today, Alistair Johnston is back in training. It's amazing to see. It's very exciting. Of course, one of, or if not, most of our favorites in the Canadian player pool. Who doesn't love Alistair Johnston? He has taken the best path in football, taken all the levels. He has done it to his highest ability. He is at Celtic. He is a fan and club favorite already, and Alistair Johnston's ready for a new season, back in training, and I'm very excited to see Alistair Johnston in those green and white shirts again for Celtic Football Club. And guys, let me know what you guys think on all of the news throughout the Canadian football fanbase today. It was a whirlwind. I could have talked for another 15-20 minutes and made this such a longer video. I tried to make it a bit shorter as possibly could for you guys, because there was so much to talk about. But let me know your guys' thoughts on all the news today down below in the comments. Hit that sub button and drop a like, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.